Hello, hello, hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Tori Lynn. Let's blossom today. Today we're going to be continuing with the next palette in the Rainbow Palette Collection series. This is the Power Stone palette. It's the purple or violet palette. So on the outside of the palette it looks basically the same. It's got kind of that spacey background. It looks like it's got maybe some shooting stars or something going on. And then the glossy gem. And then the inside of the palette is very pretty, but this one's got quite the range of shades. Usually these have all true violet colors, or these would be all very warm tone purples or very cool tone purples, but these are all over the place. They've got some very true violets, they've got some very blue violets, they've got almost what I would call more of a brown violet, and then this kind of like berry violet, and then of course it's got its traditional chunky glitter shade in the middle there. But this has got quite the range of shades, which is very unusual for most of these palettes, but I kind of like it. But I still think I'm going to stick with more of a monochromatic look, and I'm not going to dip into these more brown, deeper red purples. I think I'm going to stick with more of the true violet-y purples for today's look anyways. But before we jump into the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and throw my skin on, all my foundation, all that good stuff, and then we'll come back and we'll jump right into the eyeshadow palette. My foundation is now on, so let's go ahead and jump right into the eyeshadow palette. I think I want to start with this almost white. It looks white in the camera, but it actually has a slight lavendery hue to it. It's a super duper pale purple. I'm going to start with that to set my lid down. I hope that this isn't a mistake. I hope it's not too purpley. But I do like to start with kind of a base to set everything down. Since this palette has that real light pale shade, we're going to attempt it. And it doesn't look like it's too purpley. It's close enough to white that it's not going to be a big deal. Next, I'm going to go in with this nice medium purple shade. It's a nice matte purple. And I'm going to work that purple right into the crease. Actually, I'm going to work this shade just above the crease a little bit. That's a really pretty purple. I actually really like that. Next, I'm going to go into this really deep matte purple. It's probably the darkest purpley shade in there. And I'm going to start by working that shade right into the outer V. Ooh, that is very pigmented. Then I'm going to start bringing that shade onto the lid, probably about, not quite halfway, but close to halfway, like 2/3 of the way maybe onto that lid. And then without dipping back into the palette, once I have a nice, good coat on that lid, I'm going to take whatever product is left on the brush, and I'm going to kind of start sweeping it into the crease towards that inner corner, just to kind of darken it up a little bit to deepen up that inner crease. But I want to make sure to leave that lid on the inner half still fairly light. I don't want to get too much color on it, but it's okay if some of that darker purple gets on there. Now I'm going to stop here and take just my favorite blending brush and just give everything a nice, good blend. Now I'm going to jump into this really pretty pale shimmery shade. I think that will look really pretty on the lid. So I'm just going to take a brush and see how that will pack on. If it doesn't pack on super well with the brush, I'll move to my finger, but we'll see. I'm going to work this shade right up to the crease and then all the way over to that darker purple. And then kind of feather it over onto the dark purple. And if you feel like you want to give it a little bit of a blend, sometimes using your finger and kind of dragging it over will blend those shades together really nicely. Kind of marry them together. So it's kind of almost mermaid vibes. I like it. Now I feel like I got pretty decent coverage from using the brush, but I am just going to take my finger and give it just a little extra coverage. That turned out really pretty. Wasn't quite sure where I was gonna go with this purple look when I sat down, but I'm actually really happy with this direction we've ended up taking. Let's go ahead and jump back into the darker purple shade, and I'm gonna pop that right under the lower lash line. And I'm gonna take it about 3/4 of the way in. Then I'm going to go in with the purple we used for the crease shade. I'm going to right over top of that darker purple, and I'm going to drag that a little bit lower. And I'm going to bring that in almost to the inner corner, but not quite touching the inner corner yet. Gosh, these colors remind me so much of my bedroom in middle school. In the 6th grade, I decided I wanted to paint my bedroom for the first time. Like of my own color choices, and my parents let me choose, and I chose a dark grape jam for my accent wall, and the rest of my room was this light, like lilac-y lavender purple, and that's what these two colors remind me of so much. It's crazy. I had my room like that until I was a freshman or a sophomore in high school. And then I painted my room lime green and kept that dark purple accent wall. Now I'm going to go back into that light shimmery purple shade. And we're going to pop that on the inner corner, and we're going to connect it down to that under eye smoke out. So basically we're going to kind of bring it to that, kind of to where the tear duct is. Honestly, I made some pretty questionable bedroom color choices back in the day. I got a brand new liner, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a wing. I think that would be fun on this eye. So I just got the Stila Stay All Day liquid eyeliner. I think this is actually a waterproof liquid eyeliner. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself a little wing. I'm going to do that off camera though, because it could take me a minute because I haven't done a wing in forever. It's crazy. I used to wear winged liner every day in high school all the way up until probably like 2 or 3 years ago. And now I don't wear it that often, and now when I go to do it, I struggle so hard. But it used to be I could do it so quick and so easy, and every day it turned out so good. And now I struggle so hard with it, but it turned out okay. It's not my best wing liner, but probably not my worst either. Anyways, got the liner on. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish up my skin and throw on some lashes. And I'll come back and we will throw on a fun lip to finish off the makeup look. So I will do all that, and I will see you guys in a minute. Just want to briefly touch on these palettes. My husband was the one that bought these for me. He bought them on Amazon. Every week I link them down below so you can go and buy them yourselves if you'd like. The palettes are fairly cheap. They're like between $10 and $15 depending on the color. He was worried that they were going to be cheap. These palettes are actually really, really good quality. I don't know anything about this brand other than they are cruelty free, and you can buy these palettes on Amazon. But these palettes, for being the price, you get really, really good quality eyeshadows. They seem to all be really very pigmented from the shades I have used. Not a ton of fallout, other than, of course, those chunky glitter shades, which you're going to get from any brand. From any of those chunky glitter shades, they're all going to have just serious fallout, because that's just the way of those shades. But I have loved using these palettes. They've been so much fun to work with. This is not going to be my last one of these. So I just wanted to kind of mention that about these palettes, that I really like these. If you guys have been watching these videos and you've been contemplating buying them, I totally recommend it. They are really, really great. Obviously, these colors are bright and wild. They're not necessarily everyday colors, but they've been so much fun to play with. And for the price and the quality of the shadows, totally recommend them. Let's go ahead and jump into the lip. Originally, when I sat down to film this video, I pulled out this Stila Liquid Lip in the shade Paradiso. It actually matches my shirt really well. It's a very warm toned, almost berry purple or berry violet, but I feel like it's too warm to go with the eye look. The eye look, although that one darker purple was still a little bit more of a berry purple, I feel like it's more of an all over cool toned. So I think I'm going to go with a more nude color, but I do have this more cool toned nude. This is from the brand Real Her. I got this several years ago in a BoxyCharm, I believe. It's in the shade I Decide My Destiny, which I love that name, by the way. And it is just a matte liquid lipstick, but it's kind of a cool toned matte liquid lipstick without being too dark. It's kind of a nude berry color, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's really pretty. I used to wear this color a lot. This is the only liquid lipstick I have from this brand. I have a few other products, and I have like a cream lipstick from them. The one thing about this product is I need a chapstick or a lip balm to go underneath because this is a super drying matte liquid lipstick. So I'm going to go ahead and throw on some lip balm first. I was going to do that before I start filming again, but then I totally forgot and just remembered. So I'm going to do that real quick. This is tinted, but I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. It's not super tinted or anything, so these are just really, really drying, so I have to have something on underneath. But I really like this color. I think it'll be really pretty. And the other color, like I said, I just think it's too warm tone. It matches my shirt really, really well, and I just think it'll be too much the wrong shade of purple. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this on real fast. See, I feel like the cool tones in that nude lip just kind of tie in with the cool tones of the purples in the shadows. I think it looks really good together. Love this eye look. I think it's really pretty. Purples aren't something I do a whole lot of either. That's kind of been the fun thing about doing this whole series, is it's gotten me out of my comfort zone, away from using my neutrals and my warmer tones. You know, it's gotten me into using the greens and blues and violets and things that I don't normally use. I've had a lot of fun doing this. This is not the last look that I'm going to be doing, though. I have one more video I'm going to be doing with this series. I'm going to take all the palettes and create a fun rainbow look with these. I think it'll be so fun. I haven't decided if I'm going to do all colors on one eye, or I've seen the trend where you do like the warmer tones on one eye and the cooler tones on the other. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to do something fun. I will have one more video. It'll be coming up next Tuesday. So if you guys have not subscribed, then hit that subscribe button so you guys can see it. But I hope you guys like this video. If you did, then give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about this look down in the comments below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.